Hi, I'm John Emmett, and if I look behind, you wouldn't know it, but this has been a very wet Weymouth today. So I'm very pleased to be joined by Masters World Champion and also European, and that's Senior European medalist, Ben Elvin. Going to ask you a little bit about your day. You were in the red group, and it was very different conditions to what we have behind us.
Yes, it was very different. We had a lot of rain, quite a lot of wind, quite tricky day.
And what was the wind direction? Because again, it seems, they joke about the UK. We can have 3 or 4 seasons in one day, but we have.
Yes, 180 degrees different. It was blowing from the south.
And 3 races. How are your legs feeling? And how did the scores go today?
Yeah, 3 races. Pretty sore, to be honest. I was hoping that this would be a gentle reintroduction to racing after a bit of a break.
I think probably we all were, but yes.
Yeah, and it wasn't really. First race, maybe, had a little bit of a rest if you sailed into a hole, but races.
But that's probably not a good thing in the grand scheme of things.
No, I wouldn't base my race strategy on that, I don't think. Yeah, race 2 and 3, very windy. Race 3, fairly scary, I'd say.
And obviously COVID times now, so we're not being able to have that normal interaction. So you have to take your own food, own water, get the clothing right for the day. How did you handle that? Personally, I actually dressed for the conditions about 1:30 rather than the conditions where we launched. And it's completely different again now. But what was your strategy? How did you handle that?
Well, I dressed for what we had when we launched, and then I got cold when it started raining. That was basically what happened. Generally in the summer, when the water temperature is warm, it's not too much of a problem because you wear a thin wetsuit and then.
It was hard. It was hard to realise it was August at some points today.
Yeah, it was. It did look very, very wintry. Grey skies, no light really, pretty dark, and you could see the rain was coming in. So. Yeah.
And you're a superb cyclist as well. How did you handle the sort of food and nutrition side of things?
So key was eating a large breakfast as early as possible, so you could have a chance to get it down. I mean, there's the things that you should do and the things that I did. I then followed it up with a chocolate croissant and a coffee just before launching.
But that does sound lovely. Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, and then making sure I was very hydrated before getting on the water. And then I just took two.
I don't know. It rained that much. I think you could probably just stick your tongue out like a dog, couldn't you today?
Yeah, you probably could. You probably could kind of drink the water out your hair or something. But yeah, I took.
What are you saying?
I took two small sports bottles with me, tied at the back of the cockpit. That proved to be about right. And then just eating kind of energy bars, cereal bars between the races, and that was okay. We didn't have a long day on the water, so it wasn't too much of a problem. Obviously, a longer day makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, no, I think the race team did a fantastic job, but there are 2 more days to go. Do you have any particular thoughts about tomorrow? I should say this is really good to be interviewing a master because it does show that we have the old guys and the young guys and the full-time guys all racing around together.
Yeah, we do. Tomorrow's looking a bit different. Tomorrow's looking like a patchy, strange day. I think there's a big area of high pressure that will be somewhere over there, and how much wind we get will depend on exactly where that falls. So it'll be quite different today, I think. Possibly different people at the front of the fleet. We'll see.
We shall see indeed. Well, on that note, we wish you to maintain your position at the front of the fleet. Be following you, Ben, and thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it.